The idea of the zombie apocalypse, such as in The Last of Us, or this idea of dystopia, the reason why it is so attractive, Ibn Arabi would tell us it is because we have a natural disposition and an inclination and an awareness of understanding that the physical material world will naturally dissolve and dissipate and disintegrate. Peace and love. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Real Imagination, where we explore pop culture, film, music, and video games through the lens of the metaphysics of the Andalusian mystic Muhyiddin ibn Arabi. And today, I'm very excited to discuss a video game, one of my favorite video games, and definitely a pop cultural epic and an important cultural artifact in our present day and age, and that is the video game The Last of Us. And The Last of Us is one of the most well-known sagas in the post-apocalyptic world, specifically the zombie apocalypse. And The Last of Us represents a trend in our present day, in our pop culture, over the past few decades, where we have been fascinated with the post-apocalyptic world, specifically the zombie apocalypse. There are also, for example, the post-nuclear apocalypse, such as Terminator and the video game Fallout. Perhaps we will do sessions about those cultural artifacts as well. But The Last of Us is unique in the sense that it is really the first video game about the zombie apocalypse that rivals in its brilliant storytelling other genres or other entries, other works of art in the zombie apocalypse, such as, for example, the TV drama The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead and others. And I wanted to begin by highlighting what is so significant about the idea of a dystopia, about the zombie apocalypse or the post-nuclear apocalypse. Why is our society so fascinated with this genre? Why do we love to watch TV shows and play video games and read literature on the post-apocalyptic world? And again, we're asking this question and trying to excavate an answer from Ibn Arabi's teachings, from Islamic metaphysics. So I have actually discussed this in an article that I wrote, doing a comparative study between Ibn Arabi and Joseph Campbell on the mythology and the metaphysics of contemporary art. And the thing about the post-apocalyptic world, the idea of the zombie apocalypse, such as in The Last of Us, or this idea of dystopia, the reason why it is so attractive, Ibn Arabi would tell us it is because we have a natural disposition and an inclination and an awareness of understanding that the physical material world will naturally dissolve and dissipate and disintegrate. And Ibn Arabi would tell us that we actually feel this at every moment, subconsciously, even though outwardly, through our minds and our rational faculties, we might not be aware of it. Ibn Arabi explains this idea as there is no repetition in creation. At every moment, the whole universe, the whole material existence as it stands, ceases to exist and is recreated anew by God. And so who we are at any given moment is actually only a similar form to who we were the moment before. It is not who we are now. That person, whoever we were a moment ago, has already passed, has already dissipated. And in a sense, we can say, from Ibn Arabi's perspective, who we were a moment before is now a zombie. It is not actually existing. Who we are in the present moment is actually a similar form, a recreation. We have shed the skin of who we were a moment ago, and now we are an entirely different person, but we are unaware of this fact because the forms that we are recreated in are similar and familiar to the forms of who we were before.